Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a really ancient question. What do you do when two teachers you respect are pointing in totally different directions? How are you supposed to find the one true path? We're going to dive into a famous dialogue where the Buddha deals with this exact problem.
Okay, so let's set the scene. You've got these two young students, Vāseṭṭha and Bhāradvāja, and they are deep in this really heated argument. Now, these guys are both super dedicated. They're both learning from very respected teachers, but they have hit a total dead end.
See, each one is absolutely convinced that their teacher has the secret sauce. Both teachers claim to show the direct path to something called Brahmā, which you can think of as fellowship with the divine. The problem is their teachings don't line up. So since they can't agree, they decide, hey, let's go ask the Buddha and see what he thinks.
So when the students lay out their big problem, you might think the Buddha would just pick a side, right? Say, yep, Vāseṭṭha, you got it, or Bhāradvāja, your guy is the real deal. But he doesn't do that at all. Instead, he starts to take their entire argument apart, piece by piece, with a few simple but really powerful questions. He starts right at the source. He's basically saying, okay, let's forget the path for a second and talk about the destination. He asks Vāse a really straightforward question. These teachers of yours, the ones who claim to know the way, have any of them actually seen this divine being they're trying to lead you to?
And Vāseṭṭha, to his credit, is honest. He has to admit, well, no. Not a single one of them has ever claimed to have had a face-to-face chat with this being.
But the Buddha doesn't let it go. He keeps digging. He pushes the question back through time. He's not just asking about their current teachers. He's questioning the whole tradition, the entire lineage. Has anyone, at any point in this chain of teaching, had direct experience of the goal? And again, the answer is a hard no. And this is the absolute crux of the issue. Their deep belief in the one true path isn't actually based on direct experience at all. It's all based on tradition, on what someone told someone who told someone else. And this is when the Buddha offers this incredible analogy. He says their tradition is andha venupamam, which means like a line of blind men. You can just picture it, right? Each person is clinging to the one in front of them, just trusting they're headed in the right direction. But the thing is, the person at the very front of the line has never seen where they're going either. They're all just following each other in the dark.
To make sure the point really lands, the Buddha uses another really vivid image. He compares their whole situation to a man who goes around telling everyone, I am deeply in love with the most beautiful woman in this entire country.
But then you ask him some basic questions. Oh yeah, what's her name? What does she look like? What family is she from? And he has no idea. He can't answer a single question. So the Buddha asks, is this guy's love really meaningful? Or is it just a bunch of empty talk? Then the Buddha gives them one last analogy. He says, okay, imagine a man who is building a huge, elaborate ladder. His whole purpose is to climb up to the top floor of a beautiful mansion. But if you ask him, hey, so where is this mansion? Or how high does the ladder need to be? He doesn't have a clue. He's building a tool, but he knows nothing about the destination. The Buddha argues that a path to a goal you know nothing about is just as useless as a ladder to a mansion you can't find. After all of this, Vāseṭṭha has to agree. In every single one of these examples, the claims are apatihārakatam, which means they are completely groundless. They're unsubstantiated. The love is baseless, the ladder is useless, and the implication is clear. The path his teacher is teaching is too. So after he's systematically taken apart their entire belief system, the Buddha makes a pivot. It's brilliant. Before he offers them a new path, he wants to get clear on the destination. So he asks Vāseṭṭha, okay, based on what you've been taught, what are the qualities of this divine being? So Vāseṭṭha describes this divine being as someone without possessions, totally free from anger or ill will, and completely in control of itself. And then the Buddha asks about the teachers. And Vāseṭṭha has to admit that, well, they do have possessions, they do show anger sometimes, and they're definitely not always in control of their own minds. The contrast is just stark. How can someone who is full of attachment and anger possibly merge with a being that is the total opposite of that? It just doesn't work. It's like trying to mix oil and water. Their very natures are completely incompatible. And this is where we get to the heart of it all.
The Buddha's main point is this: the true path isn't some external road you follow based on blind faith. It's an internal transformation. It's all about cultivating the qualities of your destination right inside yourself, right here, right now. He then lays out the path. He calls it the 4 divine abodes, or the Brahma Viharas. It's about actively developing mettā, which is loving kindness, karuna, or deep compassion, mudita, which is feeling joy for other people's happiness, and finally, upekkha, a kind of unshakable mental balance. These aren't just ideas to believe in, they are qualities to live. And when you really cultivate these qualities, they aren't small. The Buddha says they should radiate out from your mind in every single direction, without any limit, kind of like how the sound from a huge conch shell can just fill the entire landscape. And this is the solution. A person who actually lives this way now shares the very same qualities as the goal they're trying to reach. They are free from possessions, free from ill will, and in control of their mind. That whole incompatibility problem, it's just gone. They have, in a very real way, become like the divine being they wanted to unite with. Hearing all this, you can just imagine the light bulbs going on for Vāseṭṭha and Bhāradvāja. They finally get it. They were so busy arguing about which external map was the right one to follow, and the Buddha just showed them that the real journey was an internal one all along. So this ancient story really leaves us with a pretty deep question for our own lives, doesn't it? Where do we put our ultimate trust? Is it in what we're told by others, no matter how wise or respected they are? Or is it in the direct, hands-on experience of what we cultivate in our own hearts and minds? The Buddha's answer seems pretty clear. The true path isn't something you find, it's something you build.